green economies through the BDB. This revelation coming as he paid a special courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama. Chairman of the Bahamas Development Bank, Senator Quinton Lightbourne, along with a delegation paying a courtesy call on the Minister for Grand Bahama to formally introduce the new general manager on the island. The BDB office offers micro and startup loans, and according to Lightbourne, the local BDB office is receiving a lot of interest from Grand Bahamians looking forward to taking advantage of the opportunities that exists from the bank.
I used to remember my aunts and my uncles telling me about the Magic City, and so for me it's like, want to be able to bring that back to some regard. Grand Bahamians are looking at, in terms of the agriculture, but surprisingly it'd be a lot of the marine-based businesses that they're interested in, and also some medical and healthcare facilities. And I think that's very important. And those are things that we want to make the Bahamas Development Bank diverse, not just one-centric based on one economy. We want to make it nice and broad so that everyone can be able to be empowered to some way.
The local manager, Brent DeVoe, has 20-plus years in commercial banking, and he believes that experience will assist in his new role that will spur economic activity on the island.
I'm excited. I know the team is excited to stimulate or assist with stimulating the economy. Yes. And so we're looking forward to that. I've been in Freeport 4 years. I'm in love with the island, and I would love to see it come to what everyone has described to me in its heyday. So really looking forward to the development and to this opportunity.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says her ministry is looking forward to partnering with the BDB to help spark entrepreneurial opportunities for Grand Bahamians.
Of course, Grand Bahama, we've mentioned it before, we focus on maritime and logistics. We also want to be the home of events and entertainment, and also focus on innovative projects. So many of the new ideas and programs, we wanted to be piloted here on Grand Bahama Island. And I believe that having this wonderful partnership with the Bahamas Development Bank is going to make a lot of these projects happen.
Changes in effect at the various branches of the Royal Bank of Canada throughout the country, except the island of Exuma. According to the bank, RBC has paused the following in-branch services: opening of new personal and business accounts, account changes except for changes to residential addresses and or identification or contact information, over-the-counter personal deposits, over-the-counter business deposits, wire and account transfers below $20,000. Clients will be required to use RBC online or mobile options for this service. Access to safety deposit boxes, and clients will also be required to make an appointment. Those temporary changes took effect on Tuesday, January 11th. Meantime, the former chief executive officer of the Grand Bahama Airport Company, Godfrey Smith, has been appointed interim CEO of the Turks and Caicos Islands Airport Authority. According to TCI's Newsline, Smith, a Turks and Caicos Islander, is expected to guide the TCI Authority in its mission to improve the management of TCI's airports, with an emphasis on enhancing the consumer experience and improving business practices in accountability, transparency, and employee retention. Godfrey Smith was appointed by the TCI's Minister of Immigration and Border Services following shortlisting in a recruitment exercise conducted by the authority under the supervision of its board of directors. Godfrey Smith has more than 30 years of experience in aviation, cruise, and the container industries, having also served as CEO of the Freeport Container Port and Freeport Harbor Company. Well, a strong plea tonight for something to be done about the state of the International Bazaar. The majority of buildings were destroyed by fire late last year. Some residents say it is simply a blight in the heart of the city.
Piles of debris are still visible in the once popular International Bazaar. The majority of the buildings in the abandoned shopping center was destroyed late last year following multiple fires, and it has now become an eyesore for many residents, including Alfred Purple Sweeting. They are hoping that something is done.
My opinion on this structure in the back of me, standing in the back of me right now, I feel as though like the owners of the International Bazaar, the owners of these buildings needs to come together to decide what they're going to do. Make an agreement, whereas I sure whoever build the International Bazaar, they should still have a blueprint of the International Bazaar. And I feel as though they push down, demolish this whole bazaar, put back the same structure, and bring life back. Because see, this is the heart of Freeport Grand Bahama. You know, people don't realize the International Bazaar is the center of Freeport Grand Bahama.
Sweeting telling us that it is a disgrace to see what the bazaar has come to.
Ride past here in the nighttime, it's like the bazaar is deserted, no lights, no nothing. And what are we paying the Grand Bahama Port Authority for? Because at the end of the day, they are the people are responsible for the structure. So I guess if no light here, no this here, no that here, it's just a waste. And for me as a young man in society, I would hope one day that my kids, other people's kids, their grandkids could be able to say, well, wow. But I remember when we used to talk about the International Bazaar, when the taxi drivers them used to sit over there and play domino, you could ride around and come in the bazaar, and the police station was there, the bazaar was safe. You could go in the back in the straw market, all of the straw, Captain Kenny's, Club Amnesia, everything around the International Bazaar used to feed and grow off of the International Bazaar.
Another concerned resident, Delarice Ferguson, says she has to pass the International Bazaar every day while en route to work. She's hoping for a transformation.
After all of the episodes with the fires and everything, I thought that the area would have been bulldozed and something new would have been, erected there. But I guess with everything, it takes time. But you've been told that they have multiple owners and it's not going to be an easy fix. So it's my hope that the bazaar can come back to the days when if you never walked in the bazaar holding hands with your significant other, you never, let's say, I wouldn't want to say lived, but you've never lived if you never had that experience.
Local activist Lionel Morley also chiming in on the current state of the International Bazaar.
It is sad that a landmark like the International, the economic bloodline of Grand Bahama, has deteriorated in the state and the condition that it is in at this time. But sometimes in the midst of adversities and challenges lies great opportunities. It gives us a chance to take a step back and take a further look of what could be. What we can, if we can put our hearts and our minds, and we can trust some of the great mindsets in the community to galvanize their thoughts and bring them together, I believe the bazaar can become the premier place on the island again.
Meantime, police say the cause of the fire at the International Bazaar remains under investigation. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
In other news, Western Atlantic University School of Medicine welcoming its charter class to its Freeport campus this week. The medical school is the culmination of a dream for its leadership team, which includes elite members hailing from prominent U.S. and Caribbean medical institutions. Western Atlantic University, they say, is a world-class medical school that is well-positioned to train outstanding patient-centered medical doctors. Our Jamila Mizik has this report.
Western Atlantic University School of Medicine welcoming its first class of students this week. Originating from several different U.S. states, with the largest number from Florida, officials say the makeup of the class is a true reflection of the university's commitment to diversity, as greater than half of its students are categorized as underrepresented in medicine. University President Joseph Flaherty, MD, says they are excited to welcome the charter class and expect great outcomes for them, while noting that it is a moment that signifies a change in the landscape of medical education. Students will spend 5 15-week semesters in Freeport, that is 20 consecutive months, before moving to the United States for clinical clerkships at the university's partner teaching hospitals. The school has 3 cohorts starting each year in January, May, and September, and is currently accepting applications for the May 2022, September 2022, and January 2023 semesters. A defining feature of Western Atlantic University School of Medicine is the Select Scholarship, a merit-based scholarship that illustrates the university's belief in its students and covers full first semester tuition. Professor of Foundational Sciences Laura Welk says the Select Scholarship is different in that it is offered upfront to all new students. She says students should choose the university because it's the right fit for them academically and not have to worry about costs for their first term. Now, Western Atlantic University School of Medicine provides opportunities for deserving U.S., Canadian, and candidates worldwide to become outstanding, patient-centered MDs. For more information, you can visit www.wausm.education. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
The government continuing its efforts in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. As the country continues to see a rise in positive cases, the government is making good on a promise to provide free COVID testing. During the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister today, Press Officer Jillian Gray said free COVID testing in Grand Bahama is expected to begin early next week, and private sector partners are playing a vital role in making this possible.
We would have had a private company assist with some of that donation. We have a number of private companies, NGOs, who have been partnering with the government to really help to tackle this pandemic. And this week in particular, Prime Minister Davis and Minister of Health, Dr. Michael Darville, received a donation of masks from FTX Digital Markets. The donation totaled $1.5 million, with $500,000 earmarked for free testing in Grand Bahamas. So definitely that's going to help with the rollout there.
Meantime, Commodore of the Defense Force, Dr. Raymond King, giving an overview of the department's plans for the year ahead during the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister in New Providence. He says as it relates to the issue of illegal migration, they are seeing new trends with the movement of migrants into and through the Bahamas.
They're now using American sailing vessels to conceal their movements, as opposed to the traditional Haitian sailing sloops. The traditional Haitian sailing vessels are now being equipped with outboard engines to quicken their transit northbound into the Bahamas. And additionally, what we're experiencing now is we have multiple vessels leaving from multiple ports in Haiti with multiple destinations in mind. And so it requires us to prioritize which target of interest based on the availability of our assets to intercept solely as an organization or leveraging the assistance from the United States Coast Guard, and finally our local law enforcement agents once we would have detected the vessels and hand over the information to them.
Dr. King says smugglers are now targeting several islands and they are becoming more crafty in their movement.
They would move along the old Bahama Channel, give you the impression that they're heading towards the United States of America. And once they reach south of Andros, and then they return northbound. And so we're being forced to spread our resources from east to west and south in response to the new trends. Thus far, we've done extremely well, but the result is not without the collaboration, cooperation, and coordination with our regional partners, in particular OBAT, United States Coast Guard, the Cuban Border Patrol, in providing useful, meaningful intelligence, and as well as the Police Marine Unit, Customs and Immigration, who respond when we provide intelligence locally so they can ensure they intercept because if our vessels are not available to do so.
In other news, for license holders of firearms, police officials are sending out a strong warning to ensure that you are up to date on registration. An extension has been granted to January 15th, but officials say they are taking a zero-tolerance approach if this new deadline is not met.
The police want to urge the holders of firearm license who may wish to get their firearms license renewed that as of the 15th of January 2022, they will be charged a late fee of $50. Also, the persons who have those licenses in their possession and their firearms are not licensed, if you are found with those firearms, you may be arrested and put before the courts. So we want to urge the firearm holders to please ensure that your firearms are licensed before the 15th of January.
And that's going to take us to our first break. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Now. Come on down. Now.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best. Get your 2022 calendar while supplies last. Happy New Year and best wishes from Esquire Men's Freeport. Esquire located number 8 Lucaya Shopping Center.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Stop & Shop has been around from 2005 in the Carabel Beach area. We are a one-stop shop for all of your grocery and hygiene needs. We're a full-fledged grocery store. We have everything in this one location. That has made us one of the most prominent stores on the island. We pride ourselves on our meats, our produce, and all of our other healthy products that we sell in the store. Our staff here is willing and able to help you in all areas. They're one of the growing forces of the store, enabling us to bring in new products and services as the public demands. We are catering to persons not just in this area, but island-wide. We open every morning from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. We have special times during holidays, and we open 7 days a week. 352-7444, and someone will be glad to answer the phone and take care of you.
All right. Yes, I just need a radio and a cloak. Wait, this on, wait.
Be mindful that criminals are looking for a safe target. We would like to assist you in not becoming a victim of car theft. Do not leave your keys in the ignition of your vehicle unattended. Please ensure that your vehicle is properly locked and secured. In addition, do not park your vehicle in a poorly lit area.
This message is brought to you by the Royal Bahamas Police Force, creating safer communities.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The city of Miami bestowing a prestigious honor on a Bahamian priest. Rector of the historic St. Agnes Episcopal Church in Miami, Reverend Father Denrick Roll presented with a certificate of merit by Commissioner Christine King for service provided to the Overtown community, which is considered an urban area in Miami. Also on hand for the presentation was Miami's Mayor Francis Suarez and Consul at the Bahamas Consulate General in Miami, Sheila Cartwright.
Well, it is an opportunity for the city to recognize persons within the community, the varying districts that the commissioners represent. And it is an opportunity for them to recognize their time of service and the significance of their presence within their particular district. And so this morning, receiving that from Commissioner Christine King was an honor. And I think, if my memory serves me right, she's the first female chair of the commission.
Roll, originally from Nassau, grew up in Pinders Point, Grand Bahama, but has served in the United States for the past 10 years. He says his church continues to make a huge difference for those who need it most.
The kind of work that the church does is feeding, is clothing, is education. It falls within the parameters of contributing to human need. We have been able to do a lot of things, especially during the pandemic and before, and working on putting the church in such a position financially where we can assist on a regular basis in building up the lives of persons within the community.
Now, while in the Bahamas, Roll has served in various capacities, including assistant curate at Christ the King in Nassau Parish, priest at All Saints, Mangrove Key, and South Andros, the Church of the Good Shepherd in Pinders Point, and briefly in Marsh Harbor and Sandy Point, Abaco. We say congratulations to Father Roll on this prestigious recognition. Switching gears now, the Salvation Army continuing its focus on the elderly this year here in Grand Bahama. Leaders of the organization say they are grateful for the support of the community as they carry out their daily mission. Jamila Mizik picks up this story.
With no end in sight for the global pandemic, organizations around the world have had to adjust to the times. And the same goes for the Salvation Army here in Freeport. Major Hendrik Sumter says despite the challenges faced last year, their mission remained the same.
2021, we felt that we needed to step up our game a little bit more in the sense that we were able to assist 26 seniors with their utility bill, the Grand Bahama Power bill. We went through our database and we looked at the seniors and made notations, and we were able to help those. It might seem a very small number, but that is significant to those individuals that were assisted.
He says they were still able to conduct all of their usual services free of charge.
We continue to do in last year, we continued with the service to the homeless. They were still able, in spite of the pandemic, we still were able to open up our facilities for them to take a shower, freshen up, give them a fresh pair of clothes, clothing, some shoes. And they're able to do that Tuesdays and Fridays. And during the week, they're also able to come. And we give them a small meal, and then they can be on their way.
Major Hendrick notes that there was an increase in persons needing assistance.
What helped a lot last year was the Freedom program that the government did, and that helped because from that database, we were also able to allow individuals to know that the Salvation Army was also available, so that we can supplement their groceries and help them.
As they continue to service the Grand Bahama community, he's asking everyone to pray for our government leaders, spiritual leaders, and for the island. He shares their plans for 2022.
We will continue to do in the Salvation Army the food bags, the service to the homeless. We are planning on increasing the amount of individuals, in particular seniors who are vulnerable with their utility bill, and to see where we best fit in doing what we can do to help.
Major Hendrik Sumter says they are grateful for the support of the community as they carry out their daily mission. Jamila Misik, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, your Facebook Friend of the Night, up next.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive postpaid. Alive, believe in best.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
At Pizza Hut Freeport, you can enjoy 2 medium Pizza Hut one-topping pizzas, pan or thin crust, and a 2-liter Coke for just $23.05. Get your pizza your way for only $23.05.
Fat inclusive.
Pick your toppings and order today. Call Pizza Hut downtown at 352-9191 or Pizza Hut East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Welcome to Health Bites. My name is Alex, and I'm the marketing manager here at the Fitness Connection. Today, we're going to be talking about some supplements that are really important to help supporting women's health. Now, some of these you may know, but I also have a few that just might surprise you. So the first one is GABA. GABA is an amino acid that has a calming effect on the body, which means that it can help promote good mood and also help ease PMS symptoms. Second is DIM. DIM is a compound that's actually found in some vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. And what this does is it helps to balance out your estrogen levels, which means it can have positive effects on acne, skin health, menstrual cramps, menstrual on the whole, and also help improve menopause symptoms. Third is folic acid, also known as folate. This is a B vitamin that's actually really important for helping to prevent anemia and very, very important for preventing miscarriages and making sure that you have a healthy pregnancy and a happy, healthy baby. Last but not least, we have probiotics, and specifically probiotics that are designed to help support vaginal health. So what these are going to do is they're going to help promote healthy bacterial balance. They're going to help prevent yeast infections, and they can also help to ease the symptoms of something called bacterial vaginosis, aka BV. But all you really need to know is that basically the probiotics make your vajayjay go yay yay. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you are interested in any of the supplements that I spoke about today, make sure you stop by your nearest Fitness Connection location and we can get you all of the information that you need.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Ray Claiborne, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We appreciate your support. And this one goes out to the devastating ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, especially the Grand Bahama Alumni Chapter. Ooh, my sorors, 109 years of sisterhood, service, and scholarship. Enjoy. That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Rowe-Parkinson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, the Prime Minister recommitting to turning the economy around and encouraging the business community to assist. The Defense Force Commodore speaking out on the Marine killed at the hands of police. A major donation for agriculture development. And Buddy Hield's Kings defeat the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC's Superfast Extreme Internet Bundle. Make Christmas sparkle. Sign up today.
The Prime Minister recommitting to catapulting the country's economy. Good evening, I'm Jiminita Swain. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. While the Bahamas remains in the midst of a health and economic crisis from the ongoing COVID pandemic, the nation's leader remains optimistic that the outlook is bright. Carla Palmer has more on the Prime Minister's keynote address at the 31st Annual Bahamas Business Outlook, held under the theme Beyond Recovery and into growth.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis tells the business community that the government is working assiduously to moving the country beyond surviving the COVID pandemic and into economic growth. However, he says sparking innovative ways to grow and support sustainable businesses should be the collaborative effort of all.
But what can you do to show investors and lenders that our Bahamas is a place where business is also conducted responsibly? I leave each of you to determine your answer.
Already, the government has established a debt management committee to address the debt to gross domestic product ratio that was reportedly driven up by the former administration to 100%. Additionally, the government's blueprint for change towards economic stimulus, Prime Minister Davis intimates, include a reduction of livable wage, reducing energy cost, and enhancing the ease of doing business. He challenged the business community to do their part.
We must be willing not just to speak of change, but to boldly bring it about. There's no question that when people can better provide for themselves, they're likely to be more productive at work. They're more likely to use their earnings to drive the local economy. And they're more likely to exercise active citizenship. That is, to take control of their lives and influence their society for the better.
The Prime Minister made these suggestions to stakeholders to further propel the economy.
Whether it is in establishing youth-targeted internship programs, increasing the base salary for your entry-level workers, ensuring pay parity in your workplace, or supporting social campaigns, there are countless first steps that the private sector can take.
Prime Minister Davis is of the view that culture is our future to growing the economy and encouraged employers to consider these measures.
The first pillar of growth relates to the new orange, green, and blue economies. They represent areas of enormous potential growth. The efficiencies and trillion-dollar potential of these industries are areas in which I would love to see Bahamian businesses become world leaders. By weaving robust cultural policy into our national development plan, we aim to develop supportive frameworks which nurture Bahamian cultural workers and allow them to excel. Our vision is to celebrate and market Bahamian culture, from sloop sailing to rake and scrape, as the main tourism product, nominating cultural ambassadors to promote the country around the world as well. All of these issues and more can benefit from this kind of expert joined-up thinking and action. So I ask again, what part can you play in helping to build a new, thriving sector for the Bahamas.
Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
And as the Prime Minister mentioned, members of the Debt Advisory Committee have been named. The group intends to stabilize the country's fiscal position in the face of a $10 billion debt. Director of Communications Latre Raming announced the members.
That committee is being chaired by James Smith, and the members comprise of Oliver Sanders, Felix Stubbs, Michael Anderson, Anthony Ferguson, Alberto Venezuela, LaSonia Mizik, Stephen J. Stewart, Roselle Moxie. There is one more nominee to be made to that committee. That debt committee will be supported by a debt agency who will help the country manage its overall debt challenges.
Well, now to the latest COVID-19 stats. 2 COVID-19 deaths have been added to the record. Today's dashboard confirms the 68 and 73-year-old men of Grand Bahama passed away December 25th and 27th, pushing the COVID death toll now to 719. 37 deaths remain under investigation. Meantime, health officials report 178 new COVID infections comprising 98 women and 80 men. 46 of those cases generated here in New Providence, 24 on Grand Bahama, 4 on Abaco, 3 on Exuma, and 1 case reported on Eleuthera. That brings the total count to 29,908 cases nationwide. 14 of the new infections reported have a history of travel within the past 14 days. Hospitalizations remain in the triple digits as well, 119 cases with 7 in the intensive care unit. Lab tests have not confirmed that the Omicron variant is present in the Bahamas, but its rapid spread suggests to health officials that there's a strong possibility that it is. And even as hospitalizations linked to COVID-19 have surged to 126, less than half of the patients admitted to hospital lately were admitted due to complications from COVID-19. Here's what Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Philip Swan said today during the weekly Office of the Prime Minister's press briefing.
Especially in the PMH setting, where most of our cases are, indicate that that number is as low as 30%, as high as 40% of the total admissions to hospital that would be under COVID positive regime. So the illness spectrum, therefore, just from that alone shows that it is a milder course of illness for that individual, because even though they're in hospital, they are not there because of COVID. This has been shown across the world. Initially it was thought because it was because of the younger population that was being impacted, especially in the South African story. But we've seen it in other countries as well, where the older population is not necessarily as affected, or because of the level of vaccinations, but the hospital spectrum is one that the course of illness is not as detrimental as it was during the Delta wave.
Well, the Acting Chief Medical Officer also indicated at the recent Ask to Doctors virtual town hall meeting that he's optimistic that the numbers of COVID current cases in the fourth wave will decrease.
We ran to about 80 cases per week, to 207 per week, to 1,044 per week, then doubled to 2,640 per week. Most recent reports for the first every week in this year shows a total of 2,489 cases. What shows is that we are seeing a lesser increase than in the previous 2 weeks, where there were orders of magnitude in the increased numbers. It is my personal hope that we are cresting this wave. Personal hope, but time will tell.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness reminding private sector physicians to provide their client with any needed treatment or necessary time off from work after being tested for COVID-19. Health officials further advise private doctors to contact the ministry's surveillance unit per the stipulated protocols. Additionally, a referral to the South Beach Health Center is not required once the above actions have been taken. $1.5 million in medical supplies, namely KN95 and COVID-19 testing kits, were donated to government from FTX Digital Markets. That donation was made during a courtesy call on Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis by company CEO Ryan Salem, Director of Corporate Social Responsibility Zoe Gibson-Boleg, and Vice President Valdez Russell. The Prime Minister declared that partnering with the private sector is part of what government meant when it said together against COVID-19. And the donation will go a long way in the country's fight against the deadly virus. While FTX Digital Markets, branded as the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange, made another $1 million donation, this time to a new non-government organization whose operation started off with a bang today. At its helm, a familiar face and board that includes SuperValue owner Rupert Roberts and a Royal Caribbean executive. As the nonprofit gets off the ground, the first 3 months will focus on researching why the agricultural sector continues to be stagnant, while much of the initial donation will be invested into initiatives for farmers, from education to technology. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
The Agricultural Development Committee is hoping to put a dent in food insecurity in the country while getting a major head start from corporate partner FTX Digital Markets. The new NGO, now led by Executive Chairman Philip Smith, received a $1.1 million check from FTX executives Thursday morning. Smith, who just vacated his post as Executive Director of the Bahamas Feeding Network, says the aim is to work along with farmers to promote food security and nurture an interest in farming in youth.
What we were doing through the Bahamas Feeding Network, every day you're having to raise money in order to feed person. But this new initiative, I believe that it will be a lot more sustainable in that we are going to support backyard farming, community farming, and of course commercial farming. So we believe that we could truly make it possible for for the Bahamas to be hunger-free, that no one would be challenged with what they should eat.
After working with the Feeding Network for more than 16 years, he estimates 20% of the country's population faces hunger daily. It's an issue FTX Digital Markets CEO and Agricultural Committee board member Ryan Salem is eager to help eradicate while working along with Smith.
A lot of people had memories of him giving out food throughout their childhood or throughout their sort of their lives here in the Bahamas. So I think it was an easy decision from that perspective to meet with him and decide the best path forward. I think Valdez, who's running our CSR, also identified this as a key area that we could give back in a meaningful way to the Bahamas and not just sort of wasted dollars.
Vice President of FTX Digital Markets Valdez Russell says the donation is a part of FTX's ongoing commitment to the health, wealth, and sustainability of a better Bahamas and its focus on causes that make a difference.
Healthy lives, the commitment to a sustainable environment, and addressing issues of food insecurity are amongst those initiatives. We were pleased to collaborate with Philip Smith and other individuals who recognize the importance of being advocates and champions for making a difference.
The Bahamas imports nearly $1 billion in food annually. That being the case, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Leonardo Lightbourne, says food sustainability is paramount for the country, and he is eager to work with the NGO.
The ministry also understand a part of this 1.1 million donation, it helps with us with making agriculture more innovative, more attractive to our younger generation. As you know, in the Bahamas here, we have about 80% of our farmers are 60 years old, so it speaks to why probably we're having a deficit in feeding ourselves.
Already, Smith says Royal Caribbean has committed to serving Bahamian-grown produce on its ships. He also looks forward to the new NGO making an impact on hunger and agriculture in the country, and extended an invitation to the business community to match the FTX contribution. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, the Defense Force Commodore speaking out on Monday's police-involved shooting and death of a Marine, and the opposition meets the chamber. Those stories and more when we return.
And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Last year, we couldn't celebrate Christmas as we wanted to. So for this year, we had everything planned. 100,000 watts of lights, 10-foot-tall tree, best table ever, custom t-shirts, DJ, and we also had Uncle Billy, who forgot the KFC buckets in the car with the keys inside.
Step back.
With KFC Junkanoo Buckets, you can enjoy the holiday season this year no matter what. Savor this Christmas with Junkanoo Buckets, only at KFC Nassau.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Throughout all of our family islands, a Family Guardian home service agent can meet all your insurance needs. We offer life, health, and property and casualty insurance policies to help protect you, your loved ones, and your assets. With offices in Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and Grand Bahama, and agents throughout the islands of the Bahamas, a Family Island agent is always nearby. Family Guardian, at your service, at your door. For any inquiries, WhatsApp us at 357-9632.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King confirmed today that the investigation into the death of leading seaman Rodney Adderley is complete. He made the announcement at the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister earlier today.
The police would have compiled the evidence. The coroner would have visited the scene, and the file is being prepped to be presented to the coroner by tomorrow. But I wish to speak directly to the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. I understand your grief, your pain on Adderley's untimely passing. He was one I also considered a friend, a colleague, and a brother.
The Royal Bahamas Defense Force is looking to double its manpower over the next 5 years as it decentralizes its operation. The Defense Force Commodore further revealed today that the changing smuggling trends will require the force to cover more ground, as Keishla Adderley tells us.
Crafty immigrant smugglers are placing new demands on Defense Force mandates. Defense Force Commodore Raymond King says getting the job done will require significantly more manpower.
We have undertaken an aggressive recruitment exercise to double the force complement from approximately 1,500 persons at present to 3,000 during the next 5 years.
This as the Defense Force takes note of new trends. Of late, the traditional modes of travel are being abandoned for what traffickers consider the less obvious.
They're now using American sailing vessels to conceal their movements, as opposed to the traditional Haitian sailing sloops. The traditional Haitian sailing vessels are now being equipped with outboard engines to quicken their transit northbound into the Bahamas. And additionally, what we're experiencing now is we have multiple vessels leaving from multiple ports in Haiti with multiple destinations in mind. They would move along the whole Bahama Channel, give you the impression that they're heading towards the United States of America. And once they reach south of Andros, and then they return northbound.
And smugglers have changed their routines in other ways, not only targeting New Providence, but Abaco, Eleuthera, and Andros. Commodore King says the additional manpower will allow for a solid decentralization plan.
We're looking to decentralize properly in Inagua, Ragged Island. We're looking at a central base now that the movement has shifted eastbound, establishing a base in Eleuthera. We're looking to establish in Exuma, as well as Andros and Abaco. And wherever we have those bases established, they must be properly manned, equipped, and personal trained to fill those billets.
Speaking to the prospect of repatriation at sea, which Immigration Minister the Honorable Keith Bell said yesterday was feasible, Commodore King explains how it could be executed.
Once we are fully decentralized, for example, if we have a fleet of vessels operating from Town in Agua, about 4 vessels, we can exempt one vessel to undertake that repatriation run and still have a fleet of vessels either at Town or in Ragged Island to defend our borders.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, says there is a need for more body cams for the Royal Bahamas Police Force. His comments come following that fatal shooting of Royal Bahamas Defense Force leading Seaman Rodney Adderley early Monday morning.
In meetings with the technical section of the ministry, we're looking at expanding the acquisition of the body cams that we have. And there's a body cam 2 that was demoed for me that permits the commander to view the body cam footage live in the field. Now that is a bit more expensive than the body cam that just records, but it's a resource matter, and so the officers with mobile patrol, they are fitted with them ideally. As we expand the inventory, we would fit more and more officers with them.
While the National Security Minister couldn't provide a cost for the cameras should government proceed with the purchases, he says his ministry will depend on its resources to expand body cam acquisitions.
It is technology that it costs, basically. But it is useful because once triggered, activated, you can't edit the footage at all. And the individual officer can't edit it. And the base doesn't have editability without you knowing.
In other news, opposition Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard applauding the diligent work of officials at the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation Thursday. During an official courtesy call at the Chamber's Shirley Street headquarters, Pintard revealed the forum is just one of a series of meetings to take place designed at opening the doors for more collaboration between both organizations.
We wanted to do several things. One, we wanted to look at several themes that we could collaborate with them on, one of which would be, of course, the ease of doing business. The second is to give them the assurance of our commitment for the ongoing operation of businesses. In this COVID environment, we believe it's absolutely necessary for businesses to remain open and functioning as long as those businesses are following the requisite health and safety protocols.
The opposition leader added that by meeting with the chamber, he hopes to also chart a progressive way forward alongside the government.
We, in a very mature way, a measured way, will be collaborating with the government. So as we work with the chamber, we are recommending some things to them. They as well are trying to get a sense from us. What is the strategic plan we have going forward? So we believe there are a number of areas where we would be able to collaborate with each other.
3 to 4 locations in New Providence already identified and employing more than 100 Bahamians in its operation. That's the goal of the new franchisee of the International House of Pancakes, better known as IHOP. The 24-hour eatery is a delight for many Bahamians who travel to the United States. IHOP Bahamas and the Caribbean franchisee Burton Rogers told our news team today that it took he and his partner 4 years to bring this dream to a reality, and he anticipates opening their first location by the end of the year. The developers plan to open a branch in Grand Bahama and attract other franchise owners throughout the region that will operate under their umbrella.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Piper. 2021 presented enormous challenges and overwhelming hardships for many of us as a result of the ongoing prolonged COVID-19 pandemic. We have seen the need for help reach to unprecedented levels. Giving back is sewn into the fabric of BTC, so whenever we could, our BTC volunteers were there to lend a hand. We were there when the victims of the Jenny Street fire needed help. We were there to lend a hand to groups like the Gentlemen's Club. And when our students were returning to school, we were there to lend a hand. And to close out the year, our team participated in BTC's annual Mission Week exercises. 2021 and beyond, what remains true for us here at BTC is our belief that heart is not something we just have, but something we share. Wishing you a healthy, happy, and prosperous 2022 with more of the moments that move us. I'm Corval Pyfrom. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Hey guys, this is your boy Landlord, and I want you guys to tune in right here on ZNS TV 13 every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. for Positive TV.
Say goodbye to the clunky, old, outdated, tiresome way of buying insurance. Get covered in a click with First Online, a new online insurance portal from Bahamas First. It's the simple way to do insurance. Visit bahamasfirst.com to get an instant quote, pay premiums, and manage your claims anytime and from any device. First for our car and home insurance customers. It's another first from Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thanks for staying with us. The Bahamas Association for Social Health, or BASH, observing a rather significant milestone in the organization's history as it celebrates its 31st anniversary. Over that time, BASH has been a strong support system for Bahamian men facing substance abuse addiction. According to officials, the organization has treated more than 1,000 persons and has a success rate that continues to grow. In celebration of its 31 years, Executive Director Terry Miller unveiled yet another phase of the program, the Youth Builder Skill Program, designed to support kids through tough situations.
I want you to know that we are a social asset that has paid the price, stood the test of time, and is now ready, willing, able, and eager to go the extra mile. Today, this dedication of the BASH Youth Builder Skill Program is an indication of BASH's ongoing commitment to not only the social health of our country, but to the most valuable assets any nation can have, our youth.
Minister of Education and Vocational and Technical Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, participated in BASH's celebrations and gave her full endorsement.
That I stand here to support the work of this organization, to support Terry Miller in his leadership, and to say that I am one Bahamian who's very proud of our legacy, our heritage, our history, and we have to ensure that we get our people back on track to that journey.
As we continue to pay tribute to the legendary actor and Cat Island native, the late Sir Sidney Poitier, one of his longtime friends reminisces on the impact he made not only on film, but for his country. Here's Desmond Sanders.
She stood with and supported two of the most powerful men in the world. 84-year-old Lady Ingrid Darling recounting special memories of global icon, the late Sir Sidney Poitier, and former Governor General, the late Sir Clifford Darling. The friendship of these two courageous luminaries dating back to the 1950s, Lady Darling recalls a passion both shared for social and economic justice and the empowerment of the masses.
When the civil rights movement was really high in the United States, Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte played a role in that. And for the black man, and with him coming through with all those roles he played, that really helped them. And then so he didn't stop there. When he realized that we were pushing for majority rule here and the right to vote and the women's rights and all that, he came here. Sir Sidney came here, and he came, and that's when he and Sir Clifford met. And so they were in the struggle together. And of course, with Sir Sidney being international, that helped to push the cause.
Lady Darling also reliving the moment when Sir Sidney's 1950 film, No Way Out, was banned in the Bahamas. In the movie, Poitier portrayed a doctor who must treat a racist patient. She spoke of the film's major impact toward majority rule.
We had discrimination. Bahamians were very riled up because we knew what was going on in the U.S., but, you know, we were letting it down on this side. So people like Sir Clifford pushed and pushed until things like that fell.
As historic events of majority rule remain vivid and etched in the minds of thousands of Bahamians, Darling now calling on the relevant authorities to do more at preserving and restoring the nation's history.
University of the Bahamas, we need them to write our history. You see, we don't have our history written. And this is in the universities in the world write their countries' history. You don't wait for a political party to do it. We now have the University of the Bahamas. This is where it should come from.
Sir Sidney Poitier and Sir Clifford Darling dedicated their lives to the eradication of racial inequalities and social injustice. Their legacies will influence and impact generations yet unborn. Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy. Or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
617 persons nominated for the 2022 local government election set for January 27th, although local government officials say that number could decrease if persons decide to withdraw from the register. Up until yesterday, there were 92 districts up for grabs. Nonetheless, Minister of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, indicated in a press release today that the local government nomination process proves that Bahamians across our family islands want to get involved in the country's governance. January 15th is the final day for verification of information on the register, which will be officially published 2 days later on January 17th. Once the local government elections have been completed, a recount will be held on January 28th. The writs will be returned and the results published on January 31st. Well, coming off a busy holiday season, Senior Family Island Administrator for North Abaco, Therese Boodle-Lang, boasts of many employment opportunities now available on the island. It's welcome news for Abaco, which continues to rebound from 2019's Hurricane Dorian.
There's a high demand, in particular in some skill set, mainly construction. And so we're pleased with the progress, and we continue to have a positive outlook on Abaco's full recovery from one end to the next. We're seeing that the Keys had record numbers, and so we believe that Abaco is well on its way. And so a rebuilding effort, there are still a number of persons who still looking out for assistance, and they've been reaching out to get the necessary assistance, but we're positive that in the long term, they will continue to be reached by the government. And so that's what we want to see happening in Abaco.
And while construction picks up, so has travel to the island as well.
A lot is happening in Abaco. There's an uptick in tourism activities, rebuilding activities. Our numbers are vibrant, in particularly on the Keys, and so we're seeing bustling economy here in Abaco, and so we're happy about that. There have been no measures to lay off persons, but due to COVID issues, we kind of see that, persons are in quarantine following the holiday season, and that's what we don't want to see.
It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jim and Anita. Outside of our studios, we're under mostly clear skies with a cool temperature of 70 degrees. The relative humidity stands at 64%. We have north-northwest winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,011.9 millibars. That is 29.89 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 68 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Greentoll, Key, and Marsh Harbour, Abaco, the Berry Islands at 73 degrees. Alistown, Bimini, 71, 69 in Harbour Island, Rock Sandy, Lutra, 81 degrees, 70 degrees in Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. Alistown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, all at 73 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma, 75, 76 in Rygat Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, 78, Ackland, 78, Matthewtown, Inagua, the Turks and Caicos Islands, also at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Towel King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central islands, you can expect the winds to remain out of the northwest at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Low tide will take place at 10:49 tonight. And then for the southeast Bahamas, southwesterly winds at 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Now, tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, the winds will pick up out of the west-northwest at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights increasing 4 to 7 feet. Low tide 11:50 in the morning with a high tide at 5:29 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas on Friday, southwest winds once again at 12 to 18 knots, and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. But on Saturday, you will have light and variable winds throughout the 700 islands with flat seas. High tide taking place at 6:02 in the morning with a low tide at 12:33 in the afternoon. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Relay, each team member must do his or her part in the race. If one member drops the baton, it impacts all of us. Across all ages, genders, abilities, nationalities, cultures, or religion, we are all on the same team, and we all have a role to play in getting to the finish line to win the race against COVID-19. Don't drop the baton on safety. Wear your mask over your mouth and nose. Keep at least 3 feet distance from others. Do not touch your face, and wash or sanitize your hands often. Together, we will win.
Michael, let me borrow your car, please.
Don, I tell you I have to get my car license.
How long I can take, man? Let's go there now.
Why you need my car so bad?
It's an old schoolmate, man. She'll meet up for lunch.
Well, I hope she's taking you somewhere nice, because you know we ain't easily impressed.
You can pay for your license and inspections online now. They'll confirm your inspection appointment and bring the decal to your car.
I'm impressed.
Another great year of savings has begun at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Mahatma parboiled and long grain rice, 5 pounds, $3.89. Olivia vegetable oil, 48 ounce, $4.99. Boneless chuck steak or roast, $6.99 per pound. Libby's whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, $1.29. Sweet mangoes, 2 for $3. Shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets and redeem your quality stamps at Bed Bath & Home.
New year, new time. Watch Conversations with Christ every Sunday at 10 a.m. And I'll tell you why. Because God said 1,000 years is like a day for me. And that's why you could have a thief on the cross pray for just a few seconds and get forever, and get forgiveness, and get eternity. So every single Sunday for 30 minutes, we're going to praise God together. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., Conversations with Christ.
Look, I don't know who Sean they think I am, all right? I only win 2 BAISS championships. I deal with connectivity.
Alive. What do we got?
Well, we are 100% Bahamian owned, and we inspired all Bahamians to believe in best. And we delivered on revolutionizing telecommunications in the Bahamas. Not to mention, our network works in the good days and the bad.
Thank you. But I need you to go faster. Be better.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings snapping a 5-game losing streak last night in the NBA. The Kings outscored the Los Angeles Lakers 40-23 in the third quarter, and that was the big difference in a 125-116 victory. The Kings had lost to the Lakers 122-114 during their losing streak, but were able to bounce back for their second win over the Lakers this season. Buddy played 29 minutes off the bench, going 4 of 8 from the field and 2 for 5 from behind the three-point arc, finishing up with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. At 17 and 27 on the season, the Kings play again tomorrow at home against the Houston Rockets. Still on the Pro Hardwood, another big game last night for Jonquil Jones in the EuroLeague. She stuffed the stat sheet, going 6 of 7 from the field, 2 for 5 from distance, and 2 of 3 at the line, tallying a double-double, 20 points and 11 boards to go along with 5 assists, 4 steals, and 4 block shots in 28 minutes. Ekaterinburg out of Russia remaining undefeated at 11-0 with a 90-77 win over USK Praha from the Czech Republic. Now, in addition to her big performance last night, Jonquil has also been named the Player of the Week in the Russian League after she posted 18 points and 17 rebounds in a 49-point win earlier in the week. So far this season, JJ is 7th in the league in scoring at 16.9 per game. She's also 4th in rebounds per game at 9.9 while averaging 1.9 blocks and shooting a blistering 72.6 from the field. From the College Hardwood last night, a big game from Edra Martinborough, the Grand Bahama native, 10 of 16 from the field, 5 of 8 from behind the arc, and 1 of 2 at the line. 26 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal in 31 minutes. The Evangel Valor winning big over Missouri Valley, 108-89. Cedric Delancey, meantime, just short of a double-double, 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in 35 minutes. But the Northwestern Ohio Racers fell 79-67 to Madonna University. As for Chris Smith Jr., he got the start for Southwestern University, but had an off night, going scoreless on 0 for 6 shooting from the field. He did have 5 rebounds and an assist in 20 minutes, but that came in a 105-69 loss to Centenary. The newly formed Bahamas Retired Boxers Association gearing up for an awards banquet in September, where 11 awards will be handed out, and the recipients are more than deserving.
So you have Boston Blackie, the late Boston Blackie, late Shani Boy Remington training and in boxing. We have a whole history of them to honor. And I believe over the period of time, it's going to be great because now the younger person will get to know about what boxing have done for the Bahamas. We have contributed greatly to development and internationally for people to get to know about this country.
While boxing punches its way back on the local scene, make no mistake, the Bahamas has held its own in the region with a rich tradition, especially in the amateur ranks.
The Amateur Boxing Federation is the first association in the Bahamas to win the Carifta game back-to-back. Then after that came swimming. We represent well.
Like boxing, the Bahamas had its fair share of success in the sport of bodybuilding, and according to First Vice President for the Central American and Caribbean region, Danny Sumner, the fight continues to be a part of the festivities on the sports world's grandest stage.
It's been a long cry for over the last 20 years for the sports of bodybuilding to go into the Olympic. That has not yet been determined by the Olympic Committee, but, however, the bodybuilding international president, Rafael Santana, who's still the president, is still speaking to how bodybuilding as an entry sport into Olympic. That may happen in a short time, but we hope within the next 5 years during the Olympic period that bodybuilding will be included into Olympic sports.
That's a look at sports. Check on weather up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands. It's a part of all of our lives. ZNS TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. ZNS is there with something for everyone. ZNS TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
While it's encouraging that the national COVID-19 vaccine rollout is going successfully, it's not the only precaution to reduce the spread of the virus in our communities. It's important to continue practicing safety protocols because it is our social responsibility to protect ourselves and to protect others.
Wash your hands for a friend with a weaker immune system.
Only read and share information from trusted sources to avoid unnecessary panic.
I'm gonna need y'all to avoid these large crowds. We could have loved ones at home who have underlying health conditions. Do it.
Practicing safety protocols is an act of brotherly and sisterly love.
The life you save may just be yours as well as your neighbor.
Together we will win.
We will win.
Ever since the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom suffered violence, and the violence took it by storm, calling the afflicted, calling all souls in despair. Welcome to the Voice of Deliverance telecast from the ministry that is reaching out all over the land, delivering souls and changing lives. The Voice of Deliverance. We're on the move for the Lord. The Voice of Deliverance. We've got a message from the Word.
Agent, before we send you out in the world, we must make sure that your mission is in. Yes, ma'am. Agent 1, what is a touch? Physical contact, ma'am. Agent 2, what is a good touch? Touches that make you feel alright, ma'am. Such as a high five, a handshake, even a kiss, ma'am. Good. Now, Agent 3, what is a bad touch? Touches that make you feel not so good, ma'am. Like a slap, a kick, a pinch, and most important, if someone touches your private part. And what do we do when someone gives us a bad touch? You tell a trusted adult, ma'am, for help, ma'am. Tell them, don't do that, ma'am. Agent, I see that you understand. Now it's your mission to spread this information. Just remember good touches are okay, and bad touches are not okay. So, Agent, go spread the word. Yes, ma'am.
2022 is a year of positional manifestation.
My God.
I just said something. A year of positional. Now, I know you may have never heard that before. It means, my brothers and sisters, if you are positioned, you are ready for the manifestation. God is going to reveal himself in the lives of people who know their God.
Sundays at 8:30 a.m. on ZNS TV 13.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather on our satellite picture, we have this north-south line of broken showers just around the Bimini area, and that is advancing towards the east and could bring some showers later on tonight over the capital. And that satellite picture also showing lots of cloud in the southeast, and our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy with a brief shower or two developing late and then turning breezy. 65 degrees for your low temperature tonight, and then tomorrow we're looking at partly sunny and breezy once again, but the winds will start dying down in the afternoon hours. High temperature tomorrow, 74 degrees. Extended weather forecast. We're going to keep you in the 70s right through the cycle. And those nighttime temperatures, we're going to pop at 59 tomorrow. It's going to be nice and chilly tomorrow because the skies will open up a bit, and that'll allow for a little bit more radiation cooling. We'll hold those temperatures nice and chilly into Saturday. Things warm up a bit on Sunday ahead of another front, which will come through on Monday morning. And we'll see temperatures once again dip. Showers returning to the forecast on Tuesday. Jiminita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.